Hey guys, what's up beautiful people? I'm playing Zero Evidence, Zero Sanity runs, but that is not the focus. Well, I'm only doing one game, so as you guys can see, the case name is John. So instantly, I have a little saying for you guys, if you guys are here, you know, if you're beginners. Here's a very easy thing you can do before you even open the truck. As soon as you spawn in, walk here. If the name is a dude, mark off the first two. That's a little saying that I've come up with for any of you new players. I feel like Phasmophobia is going to take off personally. I feel like it's going to take off here in the next year or so. So if you guys are watching this for some tutorials, this is being recorded as of December 2025. So some things might have changed, but most of these things will stick generally, and it'll be very rare changes. But as of right now, the Banshee and the Dian will always be female ghost models, and they will always have a female name on the board here. So a little saying I came up with literally 5 minutes ago is, if it's a dude, it's not the first two. So you can go ahead and mark those off before you even open. That's, boom. You're already rolling 2 out of 27, so you already have 25 options instead of 27, which is a change. That is a difference maker. Because now is the real part. Now we go in, we get information from the hunts. Basically with this first hunt, we're pretty much going to be able to rule out, depending on how the hunt goes. If it's a default speed ghost, realistically, we're probably going to be able to rule out like 7 ghosts. We'll see. Okay, it's hunting. Let's listen in on the footsteps. Here it comes up the stairs. Sounds slow. Boom, boom. So it's 1.4 meters a second, I believe. I believe we have an Obambo or twins. Let's radio it to get it over here. So you guys aren't going to do the standard looping style that you see me doing. You know, like, I will be playing very hard difficulty and all that with no evidence and stuff, but you guys will still be able to take stuff from me, because what I'm going to do is I'm basically running you through my live thought process while these games are going on. I could do it this way, or if you guys want, I could try switching up the style, and I could try just playing games normally with my mic off, and then after I'm done recording, I can just go in editing and talk over the game while it's going on, because I'll already know what the ghost is, and I can focus on that specific ghost. So if you guys, it depends what style you guys like. If you guys would like to see me play live, oh. See, now it's fast, and there was nothing. Okay, yeah, so now we know it's no Obambo or twin. So what we're looking for, but here's what I was saying. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to change it up. Damn. That thing got fucking launched. Holy shit. But it's not a poltergeist, so. But, here's what I was saying. If you guys prefer me playing and giving a live breakdown while I'm actually playing the game and explaining my thought process with no knowledge as to what the ghost is, or if you guys would rather see me play and record with my mic off and then commentate over it, already knowing what the ghost is in post while I'm editing it and telling you what the ghost is and explaining how I figured it out, you guys can let me know, which I know no one's going to comment because I'm irrelevant. No one ever watches my videos. I'm just hoping for that one video to bang one day that, you know, get some people, and, you know, because I just want to teach people. I was a noob about a month and a half ago. I was a very common noob, and now I have put a crazy stupid amount of hours into this game every day. I no-lifed it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks straight, and I'm a very solid teacher in my opinion. I'm going to try to articulate everything as well as I can, but if you guys see, it's that same speed, that same fast speed. The fact that it hasn't switched speeds yet is concerning, because it's fast twice in a row now. So if we don't get a speed change this hunt, look, boom, speed change. You guys hear that speed change? Alright, it's no Obambo. And there we go. Beautiful. So we already know what the ghost is. Now let me explain why. Oh, hey, look at that there. Let me explain why it is no Obambo. And we might dive into one more game here. The reason it is no Obambo is because the Obambo basically is a ghost that, it has a 2-minute timer. That hunt, and by the way, I'll point out multiple variables as to how we overwhelmingly know it's an Obambo. One, the speed change itself tells you, because there is no other possible reason for it to get a speed change. But it essentially has a 2-minute timer. basically, the Obambo does. The twins is basically the same thing. It has a slow twin and a fast twin. And the Obambo has a calm state and an aggressive state. The calm state, it's slow. It's about like the twin speed. And the aggressive state is slightly faster than the fast twin, but it's not really, to the ear, it's really hard to differentiate the two. It makes you kind of second guess. That's why I love the new Obambo Ghost and the Gallo. I believe it adds a lot to it. But the reason we know it's an Obambo is because we heard the speed change, meaning that, so obviously the second hunt is when it first got fast, and then the next hunt it was fast. So instantly in my mind, I thought, wait, that's 2 hunts back to back where it's fast. So surely, if this hunt lasts long enough, we should most likely hear a speed switch. So my general rule of thumb here is with the Obambo, if you get back-to-back hunts where it's the same speed, you should expect to hear a speed change in that second hunt because it's a 2-minute timer, which that doesn't always apply. But if you're ever torn between the twins and Obambo, honestly, dude, if you have to, find a corner to sit in, just listen for multiple hunts, and when you think you're comfortable enough, like if you don't hear a speed change in the middle of the hunt, within, I'm gonna give you a general number that I would say is safe. I'm gonna say 5. You can get away with 4 most of the time. I want to say give it 5 hunts. If you don't hear a speed switch in 5 hunts, it's relatively safe to say twins. It's more in favor of the twins than it is in the Obambo at that point in time. So, it's a little education about the Obambo here. Yeah, that's basically all you guys need to know. Is that it changes speeds every 2 minutes. It has a calm state and an aggressive state. It slows down. It's, I believe, I can't remember the exact number. I want to say it's 1.4 or 1.36. There we go, it's an Obambo. And the fast one is 1.96. So you can obviously tell the speed difference. If you guys have to replay it and go back, you can listen to the footstep speed, essentially. Let me text my friend real quick. I'm going to say I'll be done in 10. Because I want to play one more game. I'm about to play with him for a little bit. But, yeah, so that was a very easy one to figure out. We heard the speed. We instantly heard it was 1.4. So we were already drawn to the conclusion, okay, it could be, it could be a Hantu. It could be, because it's Hantu outside of the cold room is 1.4 meters a second. Edward is the name, so if the name's a dude, if it is a dude, it's not the first 2. There we go. What was I saying about, the Hantu's 1.4 meters a second, which is identical to the slow twin. And I always walk in with a crucifix. If you guys watch me, you'll realize I always walk in with a crucifix. Just so I can essentially avoid the ghost from spawning right on top of me, no matter where I'm at all times. If I'm actually holding it out in my hand like this, it literally cannot spawn within the radius of me that the crucifix has. It literally cannot do it. That's not always guaranteed, because you could always have a slow reaction and walk right into it. But that's what I do generally. I don't see a lot of people do that. And another thing I do is when the breaker gets turned off, I literally just grab my crucifix, walk downstairs, holding it in my hand so that it can't spawn on me while I'm going to turn it back on. It's relatively safe. You just gotta pick up your crucifix and walk with it in your hand, and you will not get spawned on. So, that's a little thing that I do. I haven't seen a lot of people do stuff like that, but I tend to try to, thinking outside of the box. So it's a normal speed. Wait, now it's going slow. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, are we dealing with another Obambo, or twins, or Hantu? Just listening real quick, guys. Okay, so I want to say I heard it sound relatively normal speed there, but I guess I'm crazy. We'll see. If we're dealing with back-to-back Obambos, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, no. So basically, that's how that works, guys. There's really 3 things that could be here. Again, Hantu, twins, Obambo. There's not really anything else. So we basically already have it narrowed down. If you guys would like to see me play on different difficulties, by the way, guys. Okay, buddy. If you guys want to see me play on different difficulties, let me know, so I can actually use the evidence. Right now I'm just doing 0 evidence runs and kind of teaching you guys about it as I go, about every ghost. But like I said, I'm probably going to do some muted mic audio recording, just play with no commentary, and then I'm going to put it in my editing software, and then I'm going to commentate over it already knowing what the ghost is. So the fact that we didn't hear the breaker kick off. Okay, so we have a 25-second cooldown to go turn off the turn on the breaker now. Now that it tried hunting on me. So we're perfectly safe to go down here. We can perfectly go down here, turn it on, and get back way within the 25-second time frame now. We were going to bring it downstairs. The fact that we didn't hear it kick off, the other breaker spot's right behind this wall in the garage. The fact that we didn't hear the breaker get turned off while we're on the same floor as it shows that it is the downstairs one. So it's slow again, which to me heavily is leaning towards twins. Or, let's not get it twisted. Oh, do you guys hear that speed boost right there? So it's a Hantu. The reason we know, so we talked about the speed change every 2 minutes with the Obambo. So the fact that it has went to slow to fast for half a second, back to slow to fast again, tells me only one thing. It can't be the twins, because the twins won't change speeds. It can't be the Obambo, because it changes every 2 minutes, and it did it 4 times in one hunt. To me, what that speed change essentially means is that the Hantu was walking inside of the ghost room, where it is cold, and getting a big speed boost, because as we know, or you may not know, the Hantu is 1.4 meters a second outside of cold rooms. Outside of freezing rooms, basically. Not freezing, but cold, I guess, where you can see cold breath. And in it goes 2.7 meters a second. So we heard about 3 or 4 footsteps there, where it was relatively fast. The Obambo, like I said, changes every 2 minutes. The twins won't change at all. Other than that, there's really no other ghost that goes 1.4 meters a second other than the Hantu. So we know it's a Hantu. Let's go ahead and lock it in. This is just showing my thought process. And obviously you guys, you know, won't take much from this video because these were 2 easy games. But yeah, so the only explanation for that speed boost was that it was stepping in the ghost room where it is cold and getting a speed boost. Because we've already explained why it's not the Obambo. We've already explained why it's not the twins. There's no other ghost that's going to go 1.4 meters like that. So, boom, that speed change is very well explained by it stepping in the cold room. You know, for literally half a second. Because we heard like 2 footsteps. It went from boom, 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 boom. That means it stepped in the ghost room for 2 footsteps and then immediately stepped back out. And we heard it a second time, which, you know, further verified our suspicion. And it just basically validated what we already knew. But yeah, so there is 2 little games for you guys. We're gonna probably just call this something. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm just gonna call it how to differentiate the Obambo twins and Hantu. We'll think of something. I don't know. We'll think of it. But I'll think of a good title, and we're just gonna do this a lot. And I think what I'm gonna start doing after this video, I'm gonna start playing games with my mic muted and then putting it in my editing software and commentating over it, because I'll know what the ghost is while I'm commentating. And we'll focus specifically on that ghost that I do end up encountering, and I'll walk you through how I get it figured out, how I verify it, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that, how I know it's not this ghost, how do I know it's not that ghost, how do I know it's not this ghost, so on and so on. We'll get a very in-depth breakdown of all this. But there is 2 very easy games for you guys. You know, I feel like Phasmophobia is going to take off in the next year, because I feel like they're going to bring some big updates. I feel like they're going to bring some generally big updates. And I feel like the game's going to get maybe a 20 to 30% player increase, which would be huge for the game. I really hope it does. But yeah, no, there you go. I won't yap for too long. Just expect more Phasmophobia videos coming. I hope you guys like my new intro, by the way. It's a horror-themed intro and outro. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I helped you guys out. If you do struggle, which I feel like even like an average player typically struggles with differentiating the Obambo and the twins. A lot of people don't even know that the Hantu can also be factored in, because the Hantu outside of the cold room goes 1.4 meters a second, just like the slow twin, just like the Obambo in its calm phase. So a lot of people don't even know, just because you hear it's slightly slower than the average speed, you can still factor in a Hantu. And the fact that we heard the speed boost multiple times tells us that it was a Hantu, in one hunt at least. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, more content coming soon. See you guys.